I will now call the September 23rd, 2019 special City Council meeting to order. We will stand, observe a moment of silence, and then I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance.
This is not the professional tire.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I want to welcome all four people in the audience. Well, not just three of you in the audience, and then staff along here, and our stenographer that's going to be taking care of the public hearing to tonight's special meeting. Next, we have consent agenda, just the minutes from the last meeting on it. So is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Kaler.
Aye.
Levacy.
Aye.
Fowler.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Edmondson.
Aye.
Culpepper.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Next, we have a public hearing on the 2019 tax levy.
Mayor, the city has the following information to enter into the record. City Council Information Form dated September 13, 2019, including notice of 2019 final aggregate assessed valuation. Affidavit publication of notice of public hearing is published in the Examiner on August 31, 2019. A bill number 4696 establishing the 2019 property tax levy. This is all we have to offer for the record.
Ms. Gates?
Thank you, Mayor and members of the council. The proposed bill before you tonight establishes the 2019 property tax levy for the city of Blue Springs for both real and personal property tax within the city limits of Blue Springs. The proposed rate is 64.63 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. That represents a decrease of 7.12 cents per $100 of assessed valuation from last year. The rate last year was 71.75 cents. This decrease is due to the reassessment of all property within the city by Jackson County. Reassessments are done every odd year, so every other year in 2019 is a reassessment year. There have been significant increases to the property within Blue Springs this year, and the county has received a large number of requests for appeals and on the assessment and the values within the city. This could affect the final assessed valuation that the city receives, but it will be received after the deadline that was required for us to set the levy tonight. If that were to occur, if there's a significant decrease in the value, next year when we set the levy, we would be allowed to recoup some of the revenue that would be lost if that were to happen. Of course, we won't know that if that happens until next year about this time in August or September. The assessment for this year is a 2.83% increase, almost $24 million increase in values from the previous year. If you take new construction out of that number, the increase is 16.75%. The two levies, the 64.63 cent levy is broken down into two portions. One is the general fund levy, which is 49.63 cents, and then the debt service levy, which is 15 cents. The revenue generated by the general fund levy is $4.9 million and is included in the fiscal year 1920 budget that has been adopted, and $1.3 million in the general obligation bond fund for debt service. Those are all the comments I have for this public hearing. Do you have any questions?
Are there any questions from the council? Councilman Levacy.
This was just something late in the game yesterday. I saw an announcement that the county executive made about cutting property tax rates. That's just the county's portion. That will not affect ours. Is that correct?
That's correct. And when they cut the levy, if your values increased, your overall tax bill may not decrease, but the levy decreased.
Okay.
And that's what we expect within the city limits as well. Our levy goes down, but your tax bill may not substantially change if your property values increased.
Okay.
Anyone else?
So relative to the budget, I know we have to have this in place for the budget, but yet we were able to do the budget, come up with final numbers and everything before this was here. So can you quickly explain that one?
Yeah, the formula that we use to set the levy each year is determined by the state, and we work with the state auditor's office to do that. So we plug in the numbers that the county gives us, and under the Hancock Amendment, anytime our property values go up, we have to lower our tax levy to generate the same amount of revenue. Each year we can do a small increase for like a cost of living increase or consumer price index increase. So when we project the revenues for the year, even though we haven't set the levy, we are working within those constraints so that we know that we're not expected to take a decrease in revenue if the property values increase, but we're expected to remain revenue neutral.
Thank you. Anyone else?
So there's no extra taxes collected because of the Hancock Amendment then?
That's correct. The only new revenue that we can generate through property taxes on new construction.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else? Not, we'll go to the public. Anyone in the audience like to speak in support of? Support of? Opposition to? Opposition to? We'll close this public hearing, and Mayor Pro Tem and District 3 Council Member Ron Fowler will introduce it.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll introduce it. Thank you.
First reading of Bill Number 4696, an ordinance establishing the property tax levy for 2019.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Second reading of Bill Number 4696, an ordinance establishing the property levy for 2019.
Your Honor, move the bill be approved on its second and final reading and assign the appropriate ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Levesey?
Aye.
Fowler?
Aye.
Erickson?
Aye.
Edmondson?
Aye.
Culpepper? Aye. Kaler?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously, given ordinance number 4853.
We'll go to mayoral announcements. Thoughts upon it tonight comes from Aristotle. And I quote, "He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled." End of quote. Don't have any visitors appearance forms. I accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved. So
Second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We adjourn.